Today we have the Sharpe Family Singers. They are a modern take on the iconic American classic family band, the Partridge Family, comprised of Ron, the dad, Barbara, the mom, and the siblings Samantha, Logan, and twins Aiden and Connor. The Sharpe Family Singers are rising to stardom with original, witty, and creative musical content on TikTok. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being on the Musty Creative Podcast.
Oh, great. We're so
Happy
excited.
to be here.
Awesome. And with your videos, you have more than 4 million followers, over 70 million likes, and over 500 million views of your fun, family-friendly videos. And you're bringing the family back, or bringing family back to family entertainment. That a family that sings together stays together. And we're just so thankful to have you. Ron, Barbara, Logan, Samantha, Aiden, and Connor, thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just as a way of us honoring your creativity and all of the hard work that you put into your careers, we would bestow upon you the title Musty Creatives.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, sorry. It's always a weird title we give to people, but it's essentially the idea that, you're working so hard, you're in the studio, you're labbing on the video editing, and sometimes you forget to take a shower, right? And you're just so passionate, so into what you're doing, creating great content. So thank you for being Musty Creatives.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So first question, Ron and Barbara, can you tell us a little about how you met, your background, and how you were inspired to pursue music and Broadway?
I always talk too much. I'm letting her go, but well, ever since I was a little boy, I sang. So I've been singing my whole life. I was from a little town in Illinois, and grew up in a town that was so small we didn't have any stoplights. 1,000 people, and I always thought I was the best singer in town. And so I thought, well, maybe I can make it be the best singer in the county. And then so kept working my way through the music and singing in bands and different things till I ended up on Broadway, and that's where Barbara and I met. And tell them a little bit about your past. You're different than most singers.
Yeah, I didn't start singing until I was in college, really. I mean, I always loved it. Of course, I grew up near Broadway, about 20 minutes away. So, and I always loved it, but didn't start until I took a class in college. So it's never too late to start singing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that's a great story.
Barbara's modest. She was the national champion in Taekwondo in the U.S. for 5 years. So she sings well and she can punch.
Oh, you said Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
No, that's most impressive. That's very cool.
And then how did you two meet? How did this family start?
Yeah.
Well, Barbara and I were lucky enough to, we both got into the Broadway show Les Mis. And I had been in the show a couple years before Barbara joined, and I was playing Marius, which was kind of the young ingenue lead. And Barbara came in as the young girl I was going to marry in the show, playing Cosette. And we met on stage, kissed first in character, and then we fell in love and we got married in real life. So we were married on stage 1,000 times before we got married.
That's
how we met.
awesome.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's very romantic. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And then as you started growing your family, did you always have in mind that you wanted your kids to sing along with you, or was that something you were leaving up to them?
Not really, no. In
We
fact,
actually-
it was the opposite, right?
Yeah, we didn't try. We tried to keep our kids out of the business because we know how tough it is,
Yeah.
We wanted them to have a love for singing and for the arts, and if anything happened, it happened. But we never pushed them.
Yeah, I mean, only 1% of our industry is ever working at any given time. So
It's not easy.
even though we had some really good success and work throughout our careers, I mean, we thought our kids would be able to sing. We didn't realize how well they would be able to sing, And one by one, they discovered it on their own. We never pushed them. I mean, I don't think Samantha, she had a trumpet lesson, I think, maybe, and a piano lesson. I think I've tried them all on an instrument, and you had a violin lesson and a piano lesson. And
I'm gonna ukulele, piano.
Ukulele.
our kids fought it, and we said, okay, we're not gonna do it if they don't want to do it. So
I like the instruments. Yeah, I tried every instrument. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I wish we would have pushed them.
Now I wish I could play it.
Yeah.
But we would sing on long car trips. I mean, like families that sing in church together, we would sing together everywhere all the time, not really making it into this is a career for you. This is just something fun that you do.
Yeah.
And, I find it, interesting. There was a time where you think of all these famous rock singers that have children that want to sing, but are they ever going to reach, is Billy Joel's daughter going to be Billy Joel, or all the different children, even Bon Jovi's daughter sings, So I think they kind of avoided it. We didn't really want to make them feel like, they had to make it to Broadway and sing. It was like, if you want to sing, great. If you don't, you don't have to. But they all realized after a certain amount of time, they were really good at it, and it's what they excelled at. And Samantha, you have like the best story of that, where you finally figured out one day that this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, slowly but surely. I found it on my own. I was so used to, I didn't know any difference, like singing. Like it wasn't like special, I guess, because it was just my whole life. And then I found it on my own through my own friends and everything like that. And then I excelled in it. So then it ended up working out how I wanted it to work out.
I tried to push her into the business because she was so talented as a little child. Yeah, she did not want it. I even offered to pay her. I said, I'll give you $50 every time you let me do a lesson, and she would not let me work with her. Yeah. So it was really funny that they really found it on their own, and everything they've done in this business, even Logan and the twins, has been on their own.
Wow. That's amazing. Actually, I do remember my mom taking my little sister and I to church to do little duets and stuff, and dress us up at this to match clothing and everything, and we hated it, and they made us take not made us, but my mom, I took like 4 years of piano, and now I was talking about this with my wife literally last night. I wish I had remembered and learned how to play piano now, but. Yeah. It is what it is.
There's still time. Learn the chords. You can play any song if you learn the chords.
That's true. That's very true.
So I was wondering, like, from the kids' perspectives, like, how did you know that singing was your thing? Because you could have gone in any other direction. I'm just curious to see what your perspective was on, like, how you really found your voice, metaphorically and literally.
Okay. So, like, we like to sing a lot, but we didn't like to do any, like, shows of how, like, Mom, Dad, Logan, Sammy used to do. We were like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But we still like to sing, but we just didn't like to do that.
Right.
But we still sang a lot. So, and then one day we were like, I'm not. Because, they go to Florida and Disney World. I'm like,
that's true.
Yeah, we go sing a lot in Florida, and we go to Disney World on our day off.
And when they come back, I'm like, they show me all the pictures. They had fun in Disney World.
So I told them the man will only pay for the tickets if they're singing in the show. Then they can fly down with us.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
The man, Barbara and I, they said, I think we're in. So they decided to sing on their own. And they actually were in the show. Sammy was in the show first, then the twins, and then finally the big guy, the big athlete. Tell your story, Logan.
Yeah, I was playing basketball a lot in high school, and then I decided to like branch out, try singing. So I got like a couple singing lessons with someone, and then he was like, "Oh, like I have a show, like you want to come be in it?" And then I did it, and I had like a lot of fun. And then I did my high school shows, and I did like theater around. So I got into it after everybody else, though.
He played Troy Bolton in.
I was just gonna ask. I was just gonna ask about that.
Which, if you go to the New York Times website, it's his show that they have posted there of him playing Troy Bolton. But yeah, I mean, you really decided at the last. I mean, you always had a great voice, but you said in this town I don't sing, right? The song is this town's more of an athlete town.
In my old town, I sang like I was in Sam's high school shows, but I was like the kid in them. Like, they'd always be like little kids.
He was their age doing shows.
And then I remember when we moved to our new town, I was like, I'm never singing if we move. Like I was trying to guilt them into staying.
Yes,
in
and
their
every
old town.
year, every teacher and the guidance counselor, they'd all try to beg me, why isn't he singing in the chorus? Why isn't he doing the show? And I was like, I can't
no,
take
but
it.
I did choir my freshman year, and my mom said do it for one day.
I said, just do it for one day, and then you can quit if you want.
I quit after the first day.
Oh, man.
And then I came back junior year, but this time like having like a passion for it, and I was like, I went to a choir director. I was like, I'm sorry.
And then you regret it.
I know, I felt so bad, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Logan, he has that one thing I never had in theater, which is the tallest guy always wins, and he's 6'2".
Wow.
So like, your eye goes to the tallest guy on the stage, so that's why he's the leading man. I'm 5'10", so I was always the friend of the lead, and he was very exciting.
No, that's awesome. Actually, basketball is actually one of my favorite sports. So I totally understand where you're getting from. To try to balance the sport and with the singing and the creative side of everything too. So that's actually really cool. You know, what was it like actually playing Troy Bolton in High School Musical? I've actually watched all 3 films and really enjoyed it.
No, it was crazy because like, you know, when you see it, when people see like their high school show, a lot of the times, like the audience members, like if you're not into theater, you might not know some of the shows. But it was crazy. Like we had to do a performance for the whole school.
Yeah.
And this was my first time ever like performing, and I was like freaking out. You know,
in front of the whole school.
I never get nervous on stage. This time I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And then I started singing like the first song that they sing like at like the ski lodge or whatever, like the karaoke song.
Yeah, this was something new. Yeah.
Everybody in the audience just start like singing with me.
Yeah.
Everybody's childhood was High School Musical.
Yeah.
And then after Emma went on, I was like, all right, this is fun. Like,
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome.
And then we did a collab with the girl who played in the actual movie.
Yeah, we collabed with Casey Stroh.
And that was like the highlight of their career, you know.
So that was cool.
That's so cool. That's awesome. Quick side question. Have you watched, you know, High School Musical, the series?
Of course.
The High School Musical.
The next season's coming on soon.
Yeah.
Excited?
No, I'm actually excited for that. Yeah.
I like it.
That's cool. High School Musical fans, let's go. All right. Back.
Kids, it was Grease. You know, Grease was the show that everyone thought was cool when we were kids.
Yeah.
And now High School Musical is the show you all think is cool. And we knew Ashley Tisdale because Barbara and I worked with her in Les Mis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
nice.
My little Cosette, and she was little Cosette.
And so
I was the older.
we knew her pre-Sharpe when she was just a little child actor.
Pre-Sharpe.
And Sam got to meet her when she was about 10 years old.
And I cried for meeting her. I was so overwhelmed. Very struck.
Yeah. No,
Right.
Sharpay is one of my favorite characters in the entire series. Because she obviously played a great antagonist, but also came around at the end. So yeah, that's awesome. You got to
Oh,
meet
yeah,
her.
every movie. And then she went back to like being mean again. Being the next one. Everyone.
That sounds.
That's very cool. So continuing on, like, you know, how, I guess, we asked this question, so here we go. All right, so when did you realize you wanted to pursue a TikTok career? Because, you know, that's the thing that, you know, I don't think a lot of maybe your TikTok followers know, that you have this extensive background in music and Broadway. So what made you say, hey, let's try TikTok? And now you're huge on TikTok. What was that like?
I didn't even know what TikTok was, so I had nothing to do with the start of this.
It was really random. We didn't like look at TikTok like, oh, like let's try to get famous on this app. Like when we first started posting videos, it was just for fun. Like we didn't really think anything of it.
We knew a lot of songs.
We did not think that was going to get us to where we are now.
Our first video that's since been deleted, but was a video of me, my cousin, and Sam was in a chicken suit. We were dancing to one of like the songs that was like popular at the time.
That's gone now.
That's way gone.
That's got to come back.
Yeah, it's got to come. You gotta make that come back.
But yeah,
it had 20 views. I think it might get more than 20 views this time.
Oh, definitely.
That might be a throwback one, our first page ever.
Well, the thing with TikTok, anyone could get famous on that app in the beginning because it was just like random people were going viral. So in the back of my mind, I was like, maybe we could do something, but like I didn't think it was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we should I tell how it happened?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
went to go see.
Went to do a concert.
We went to go do a concert in Ireland, and before that, though, I went to go see the Frozen 2 movie.
Yes.
And in the movie, there's a duet, show yourself, with the mother and the daughter. And so I looked at her and I was like, we do duets all the time, my mom and I. So I was like, let's do a duet and or do the song from the show. And we were in Ireland, so I was like, let's all do it, the whole family. Let's all do like a little funny thing just for us, just for fun. But I'll still post it because I did that.
Yeah.
And so I sang my section in Ireland, and then a week later I traveled to Paris.
No, we sang our section.
Oh, you did? Well, I was with you guys.
Yeah,
But yeah, they did their section in Ireland. And then I went to Paris in front of the Eiffel Tower and sang my section. And you guys were at, what's that place called?
The Cliff of Moors.
The Cliff of
So we
Moors.
were like a real, like,
Big landmarks.
Yeah, like our Grand Canyon one the other day.
and we did this song from, you know, like,
Yeah, that's like Into the Unknown, actually, that one, the calling.
Yeah.
We did that back and forth kind of thing. So she sang her part, and then I'm in Paris singing my part.
This is about a year ago right now. It was last
Yeah,
December.
so I posted this like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I posted it, and it got like 5 views. And I was like, yay, celebrating. Because we had no views, so getting 5 views is a success. And then a month and a half went by, and like I just forgot I even had the app. I wasn't even on it. And one day I opened it. I randomly opened it one day, like a month later, and the video, I looked at the video and I saw 200K. I was like, what's that mean? 200K? I didn't put it together, thousands and views. I was so confused. So then I'm looking at my notifications and it's like comments are pouring in and I'm like, what's happening? Right when I opened it is when it was like blowing up, surprisingly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I was still in shock. So I called Logan and I started screaming, "We're famous!"
Yeah. I get a call from Sam, and it's either whenever I get a call from Sam, it's either something crazy just happened or come home, we gotta film TikTok.
I know. So I said, "I'm going to Hollywood."
It's always different.
So 2 months after they posted it is when it first went viral.
Yeah.
And then you posted a bunch of formal stuff
that
from
day,
our
the
concert.
day it was going viral, I was like, I'm just going to post 1 million of our videos because we're blowing up right now. Might as well.
Of our
Right.
concert.
Give our
concert fit
professional
suit.
concert videos, like, because we've been doing this for a long time. So I was like, I never thought this app would make this happen. So I was like, let's just post everything. And then those started getting, like, people looking at it, and people started, like, kind of understanding what they're seeing, like a family that sings. Because the first video, you see us two.
I wasn't even in it, actually. I wasn't in
They were
it.
just, they're like playing parts in it, but we're actually singing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to show that everybody sings.
Yeah,
So
true.
then we just kept, we
We did the one that Step Brothers is what really
that really went big.
because we always said years ago.
We're like,
we
that's
were like,
us.
we have to do that song one day because it is us. The song where they sing in the car, the family.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So we said, let's do that. Yeah, we did it. We went in the car, we drove around the block and started singing it. And then she posted it, and that one really.
Yeah, that was like our ever film because it was
Yeah.
like actually really intricate. And then once we did it successfully, it blew up to millions. Like that was like our first one to get like to millions. The other one got to like what, like
800,000.
800,000 our first one. But that one got millions, and we're like, okay, we're now TikTokers.
Yeah.
After that,
Wow.
Yeah.
So we were just starting to think of everything after that.
But we
just had
noticed
fun.
that the videos that were less formal did better. Like if we were sitting around in our pajamas, it got more views than if we wore a suit and tie and sang. So we kind of figured that out right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once
we also noticed that people like goofy things, and we are really goofy.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun, and we sing, and we're like, well, let's just show them where we are.
Yeah.
And so hopefully they'll like it.
We're very corny, but half the people like our corny.
I like the corny.
No,
We're-
I think that's good because you just embrace who you are as a family, and then people see that as like being real, and then they go along with you for the ride because it is awesome because you're like, oh, we're just in our pajamas casually singing Broadway musicals. And, that is funny. That's great content.
Nothing normal about that.
It is our house, though. That's our home. And we
But
were always singing.
my whole marriage, I've spent the whole marriage embarrassing my wife in public because I'm willing to sing anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
Now
we get the whole
they're
world
like,
saying it.
go do what you do. Now I'm cool. I went from being really kind of,
Go crazy.
be yourself. So I can actually be myself, which is a lot
And
of
in
fun.
most of the TikToks, we make fun of him.
Yeah, he's
No.
Well, I saw a story about the Partridge Family, and they said that David Cassidy was so good looking, they always had to make him the one that loses. So I figured I am so attractive and handsome that I have to be the one, not Logan, that always gets made fun of. So I accept that role. It's very easy for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a little
Like-
self-deprecation humor, right? Yeah, I totally get you. on
Exactly.
that.
They don't like normal now. They only want him to be goofy.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. I try to embarrass my wife every once in a while too. It keeps the marriage fresh, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Right.
Pretty cool for us now, but it used to be pretty bad at times.
Yeah.
I think too. Everyone loves our dog. Everyone's obsessed.
Do you have a separate Instagram for Chewy? Because I've seen. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah.
Although we don't post very
Chewy
much.
Sharpe.
Yeah, we should do more. He has a lot of good.
He's
he can do
he's the
tons of
sweetest
tricks.
dog. He does not want to be. He wants to be in the videos, and when we do the things on the steps and we shut the basement door, he's outside barking. So we have to let him in because he doesn't want to be
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah,
Chihuahuas
yeah.
are like.
Yeah.
So he's forcing us to put him in the TikToks.
Well, I saw one on Instagram of you posted a TikTok video, and I think it was like one of your challenges, like no, and Ron, I think you sang the last like and then he jumped. So,
I know.
Yeah, we put him off the side of that one, and we started singing, and we said go. And as soon as we started singing, he ran up into my lap, and then when I hit the high note, he opened his mouth with me, and that's the 50 million
I
views
got a lot
It
of
looks
good-
like
because it looked like Chewy was singing with me.
right,
can't-
right.
put him in
He
every
can't be alone. Yeah.
He won't let us.
We just went for a ride in the car. He was the happiest he's ever been. He loves going for a ride.
Oh, don't fall asleep, Chewy. Stay awake, buddy. So Samantha and Logan and Barbara, you're kind of like the head of the content creation for TikTok, coming with the new ideas and things like that. Can you bring us into one of your videos, your creative process, right? Following the trend, but then putting your the family Sharpe spin on it to make it unique for you and your platform. What's that?
Well,
like?
let's tell you what just happened, our Thanksgiving one.
Oh yeah.
That was like, this is how it happened. I came in, I said, okay guys, there's a song, The Bad Romance from Lady Gaga. Like, I just see it everywhere. Whenever I see it, it's like something, like a trend happening.
Yeah, I always
let them know the trend, so then everyone can start thinking of like ideas.
Yeah.
So I just had the song, and I was like, I couldn't really think of anything. I was like, let's just sing it. I knew I wanted to do a song on Thanksgiving because not every family sings around the table at Thanksgiving. So I was like, let's sing it around the table. Yeah. Just do that. So
well, we were done eating, so
we tried to sing it. So we just went around the table singing like we just sang it. And then you said something.
Well, I said, God, I'm what was the word I said?
I can't believe I ate.
I can't believe I ate so much. Why did I eat so much? I was actually feeling that because I had my second. And then Barbara goes, no, it can't. The last line has to be, why did I eat so much? And I was like,
we're doing it.
And that was like a spur of the.
Sometimes that's most of the time, to be honest. They come up with the trend, then we kind of come up with the creative
idea. Stub your toe, same thing.
Like how we're going to change the words and what we're going to do. Yeah. But then almost always, without fail, he has to change everything while we're doing it.
They don't allow me in the beginning of the process, so I'm the one that kind of gives them.
No matter what we do, we have to try this. So we always do like 50 different versions, like different ways of doing something. We always eventually come up with something really funny.
Nice.
It takes a couple
the best idea wins is our philosophy.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll try
one way, then we'll change it. No, that didn't work. We'll change it. No. Yeah. Okay, the original one was the best. Or then Barbara came up with, saying, I didn't even know I said that. Why did I eat so much? And she said, and we're like, that's flawless. Everyone's feeling the same way. Now, the stub your toe is something Sammy came up with, and we got called by the Jimmy Fallon show for that one.
Yeah, that's like you stub your toe and sing a line just that has like an ah sound. Yeah. So we and I will always love you. And I would just do something like that. And we all had a different song for it. We had to think of all the songs and stub different parts of the house.
Wow, that's cool. I like that.
It's fun to be creative, so we get to come up with ideas and change things and changing words to songs. That's
and it's strange. Like Julie was on the table with us at the end, and of the 22,000 comments we've had on the Thanksgiving one we did 2 days ago, a lot of comments are why they have the dog on the table. Like we actually would have eaten with the dog on the table.
They think really eat with their dog on the table.
And so they're getting angry, and you have like 10,000 comments on why is that dog on the table. These people. So that's why we did the one the next day where we put the guinea pigs on the.
Then I got my guinea pigs, put them on the table.
And then
I saw that. Yeah.
Sammy's like, what are you saying? Like, well, where's Chewy? Then we put him on the table, then we all ate. Just because, there's no such thing as a bad comment, right?
Right.
We like for sure.
And on the stub your toe, Samantha, she was carrying her computer and it dropped out of her hand.
I threw it, not dropped.
Well, first it dropped out of her hand, and she thought, I'm going to throw the computer because people are going to say, why she, so we set up a pillow and she throws
there was a pillow. Mom's at the end. She has a brick in her head. She hits the floor while I throw it, so it looks like I actually chucked my computer.
People trying to break cell phones was big for a while.
We're giving away all the secrets.
But people are so gullible, and then a lot of the overseas followers who can't understand what we say.
They just think it.
Yeah.
A lot of people do know. It's probably just a prank.
Although there are a lot of kids that are under 8 years old that are like, is the dog really on the table?
Well, that's why they're like, and we're very careful not to do anything that would be bad that a little kid want to copy because we have a lot of young followers.
Yeah,
we had a video last week that was flying. It was flying off the table, and Sam, we took it down because it was basically shooting a fire extinguisher at somebody, at me.
Not good.
Yeah.
And, kids are going to do that to their parents.
We do safer way.
Yeah, so we're going to do a different thing with that. But it was like, it was going to get 1 million views in 6 hours, but we took it down because
it's not about the views. I want safety.
Well, I mean, that sounds honestly really funny. It reminds me of like Tim Allen with Tool Time and stuff like Home
I was just
Improvement.
nervous that kids. I was like, kids might.
Obviously, the adults would know better, but I just don't know if the kids would know better. So.
My mother called me the past saying, "Are you okay?" And I said, "We filmed that 2 weeks ago. I'm okay." But at the end of the day, she goes, "So that's the kids are gonna." And then there was a couple comments saying, "I want to, do that to my parents."
Well, you get back and forth comments. There's always going to be something you post, you're going to get negative comments. You can't avoid comments. We've learned that through this process. Like, you can be sneaky clean, and they'll still find something to be like.
And they make fun of you a lot, so you have to have that.
That's like the best thing.
But actually, we enjoy
when
that.
When they make like a negative comment, like they're like, "Oh, I hate that you guys did this." If you comment back on their comment, like, "Oh, like thanks so much," it's so awkward. They're like,
No. I comment back to people. Someone would be like, "You guys disgust me," and I comment back, be like, "Hey, oh my god, I was just kidding. I love you so much."
They take it back.
Right. That's true.
All the haters, they like lie behind like their little screen, thinking that we were not going to see.
But they're not. I mean, we're just doing it for fun.
Some people want to get a reaction, but we
crack.
The thing is, like, we don't care about that stuff, but we know like some people do. So it's just like it's hard.
It's just online. Most of them don't even have a face. It's just a cartoon picture. So people are gonna say whatever just to get attention.
But I think that's one of the reasons people like our videos, because we do comment, like especially in the first 24 hours of a video. The 3-4 of us are on there, commenting on people and responding. We're talking to the people that really enjoy our videos, for better or worse. And we're always, if someone doesn't like us, we're always trying to win them over. And come on, you have to like us. We're kidding.
The thing we like the most, when they do a video, like they duet our video or they do a video of it, we sit there and watch it for hours. Because some people are funny. They come up with some funny things.
Very creative.
It's fun, but it's still funny.
Oh, we can.
We know we're cringy. That's the point, right?
Right. Yeah, and again, just accepting who you are, and like even though there's hateful or negative comments, just sharing them with love, and then calling them out, like you said, Logan. That's a good point. You got to call out the haters. You got to call out the trolls. But you don't show them that they get you down, so they don't get that victory.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
you don't ever call them out, Logan. You just say like.
I don't get mad. I just say like, "Hey, what's up?" And
Well, like the last video, Jason Derulo commented on our video, which is like,
because you tagged him. I think you tagged him right in the video, or
it was a random one.
Okay.
One of the Thanksgiving table, which has gotten all these views, but we've actually sung about him, and he's never commented, but he commented on this one, and so because of that, it got 8,000 other comments, and so it's just awesome that we don't realize how many people have seen our videos. We're just sitting in our little bubble in our house making content, just having fun. We never planned this to be a business,
Right.
So.
Well, that's one thing I just wanted to ask you guys about, because you said like once you saw the 200,000 mark, you're like, oh, we're famous. I don't know. I feel like with your career, you're kind of already famous in a way, like from a musical standpoint. What is the difference, right? And I know with with Ron and Barbara, you've already experienced what it's like to be at a show, and obviously as well with Samantha and Logan, you've already experienced that, and then to have fans come up to you at the end. What's the difference from that kind of popularity to the social media online popularity?
Go ahead.
No, I just think the difference is like when you go see a show and you play like a character and you do well, and they come up after you and say like, "Oh, good job! Like I love this and that." Like that, you love that. Like that's what you like thrive for. But it's crazy. Like we went to the mall the other day, and someone just comes up to us
in LA,
says hi, says they love us, but that's like for us.
Yeah.
We're not playing a character. That's us.
Right.
And, like they like family, and then people like it's so nice when they come up to us and like they say like, "Oh, like you helped me and my family get through so much," or like you helped me like get through like a lot of tough things in my life, and like I think that's like the best thing.
This year, so
100%.
Yeah, I mean, we were, I don't know whether or not this would have happened had we not had to be quarantined in the same house, and we were just bored. I mean, we play games like any other family. We watch TV, but there was no sports. We were sitting around. What are we going to do? Well, let's make a silly video.
TikTok's got us through.
But when they started being funny, and then you start getting rewarded by people viewing it and commenting, it was a pretty cool experience. Because then my mother, who's quarantined by herself, and her sister, who's quarantined, they're all commenting, "Oh, you're getting me through these tough times." So then it kind of made us do more.
So then we wanted to be funnier and more entertaining.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we knew we could sing. We that was not questioned.
Right.
But we didn't know how to make a really good TikTok until until February when we started kind of going, this is how we need to do it. And
practice makes perfect.
Yes.
The more we do it, the better we get at figuring out the strategy and how to make it happen.
But sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, but about like the whole famous thing is like we've been stuck in this house. Like we don't really know who knows us out there. Like we've had like a couple people come to us, but like it's like we don't have a good sample size of how much we're actually out there.
Yeah.
Which is like confusing to us because everyone's like, "Oh, you're famous." Like we don't.
Yeah, I mean, well, when we were in the mall in Ventura County, and people came up to us, and then we left our tripod in the restaurant, and the restaurant sent us a message on TikTok. We didn't even know they knew who we were.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people were videotaping us while we were eating.
I guess that's the weird.
And it was like,
that is weird. Yeah.
What we were saying, I guess there's a certain.
We're gonna have to adjust to that new
because
kind of
we
life.
were used, like I said, after a concert, people are coming because they just saw you in a concert.
And that's over.
Then you would go to IHOP and that was it. No one else knew you.
Yeah.
But go to IHOP and people are recognizing, which is, it's odd for us because we're not used to that.
And the
But
perspective
it's great because they're all like loving the same thing we love, so we get to talk to them about the TikToks.
And the perspective is that Barbara and I spent 25 years singing on Broadway, and we sang for maybe 3 or 4 million people.
Yeah.
We had videos that had 15 million views in the first day.
Right.
So there's a perspective of the people that you reach, and not just in this country, around the world.
Well, yeah, that's the good part. That we can,
over.
it's international. So you get to talk to someone from so many different countries. It's great.
On the analytics, you see that 7 million people in Japan have seen our videos, 10 million people in Korea.
In the Philippines.
Brazil.
Until they shut down, a lot of us influencers, when India shut down the TikTok app, their followers, everything dropped because we were getting tens of millions of comments, from in that part of the country as well. So it's just crazy, people really.
I still don't feel famous.
No, we don't.
I still don't really know the definition of famous. Maybe one day.
You just gotta watch yourself, especially the little.
Well, that's the thing. Unfortunately, it is a little weird, right? If you're having family dinner in a restaurant and people are filming you, like that's strange.
I mean, people, but we're so open normally as a family. We're talkers, so we like to talk to people. So that doesn't bother. It really doesn't bother us.
We're not like a single actor that's alone that's being followed by 10 people. There's 6 of us, so it's going to be a good.
Now, but like now, grocery store, I'm like, I gotta make my eyes look good because that's all you can see in my mask.
I think the masks are probably the best thing Hollywood actors have ever found because they can literally go anywhere they want, wear a mask, and
We're point where I don't think we're getting recognized unless we're together with another family member because they can't put the pieces. Like if we're with these two, then they know.
Actually, Aiden and Connor, you guys are on All My Children, which is awesome. I've actually watched a couple of those episodes in the summer. You're babies and now you're older. What's it like being on the show and being interchangeable as far as playing one role and sharing that role together?
I honestly have no idea. Probably like Dad used to say, like when we were doing All My Children, like one of us would one of us would be sleeping in the back, and one of us would be in the show, and then we just switch every couple hours.
When they pick baby to cry and be upset, they picked him.
Yeah.
Want him to quiet and sleep, they picked him.
Yeah.
They met because we shared the dressing room area, the green room area with the view.
Oh, yeah.
So Shakira has held them in their arms.
Everybody, every
famous person you could think of, has been in their presence. From Andrea Bocelli to Woody Harrelson, you name it. They've all kind of walked in the room, and you see twins. You kind of go, "Oh, look at the twins,"
Yeah.
And Shakira said she wanted to take them. She said, "Can I have them?" And I said, "I didn't know who she was actually when she was talking to me." She was in sweatpants, and she had just done a little rehearsal before she went on.
It's like, excuse me, lady, you can't have my children. Yeah.
And Samantha, when she was a little girl, she sang with Queen Latifah and Tony Bennett. She doesn't.
Wow. I thought Queen Latifah was a real queen.
Yeah.
Well, no, as kids, I totally get that. No, I totally get that. Yeah.
She was little. We're like, this is Queen Latifah.
They said, this is Queen Latifah. I was like,
That's good.
And then Logan met his favorite basketball player of all time, Derrick Rose. So that's a whole other thing.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's cool. Hey, that's real cool. Man.
He like got me into like I'm a Bulls fan,
We're Bulls
Nice,
fans.
and like
nice.
he got me into basketball, and then I met him. Crazy.
Yeah, man. Fast don't lie, man. I remember those commercials, man.
I know.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Wait, so you're 6'2". You're pretty much at his height then.
Well, I met him years ago. I met him like during the season, around then.
No, he's talking about.
Yeah, but now you're the same height.
Oh, now we're
I
big
think
friends.
you are. I think he's 6'3". You're almost 6'3". So you're about the
Really?
same. Yeah,
No,
Jericho's-
he's 6'2" now.
Is he 6'2"?
Yeah, they did like real NBA heights last year.
Yeah, because the shoes and the padding, you put double socks in, yeah.
They always lied about their height,
That's true.
but he's actually only 6'2".
Yeah, so they're
Now we're the same height.
the same.
You didn't grow till late.
Probably better than
That would be nice.
I just assumed he was like a giant. Like
No,
tall.
they're not
he's a
all
point
real
guard.
Oh, yeah.
And we did a concert in Florida. And the guy who was one of the general managers of the Bulls saw our concert
Yeah.
and saw our TikToks, and he sent Logan a message saying, "Hey, you ever want to go meet Scottie
Yeah.
Pippen and the Bulls?
It was a
Let me
thrill
know."
for him when he said
And I'm
that.
like, so this is the perks you get.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
Of course, he was the Bulls general.
Yeah.
But our dream is to play in the celebrity halftime basketball
yeah.
game. We play basketball all the time together.
Even if they don't know who we are, we'll go over. We got good chemistry on the court,
Yeah. Well, if you do play in the celebrity basketball game, please cross Kevin Hart for me. That would be
I
amazing.
got
No,
Easy.
did you watch The Last Dance? Well, I'm assuming you watched The Last Dance documentary, and
Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
that's cool.
I remember that whole time, and I was in Les Mis, and I was Tommy John, the baseball pitcher, Tommy John surgery. His son was in the show with us, and I was saying what a big Michael Jordan fan I was, and he said to me, "Well, I'm going to play golf with them this weekend. Do you want to go?" And I said, "No, I gotta do the shows." And then he left, and I went, "What did I just say? I can't play golf." I gotta do I was dedicated to Les Mis when I was in that show. I look back on that was like my biggest regret of my life.
I didn't even, but I'm still mad.
But you know what, Ron? That proves that you're a professional. And that,
I tell people, look, I can't get them to
I just
give up
wanna
a
see
date
picture
with their
of my
boyfriend or
God.
girlfriend and come do a TikTok. Yeah, I was one of those things where when he walked out of the room, I was like, "Oh, I'm still friends with Tommy John. Maybe we'll work it out someday."
you never know. You never know. Well, Samantha, you performed in Little Women, and you received an award for that as well. And we're big fans of the 2019 film. We think it's the best iteration of it as a film adaptation. You tell us how it was to play Jo March, and maybe I don't know what do you think of Saoirse Ronan's portrayal of her, and what do you think about the story of Little Women? What does it mean to you today?
Well, Little Women, that was the best show I've ever done. Like, you all can agree, right? Definitely one of the best roles I've ever done. I really died. I went to the March house in Massachusetts. I was really
Talk about
really
dedication.
into it. I did so much research on Jo March. I was obsessed with I was obsessed with the whole story and everything.
Oh yeah.
And it definitely showed. My friends that came, they're like, "I didn't know you could act." And I was like, "Yeah." And it was my favorite part ever. And you'll be shocked, but I actually didn't see the new movie yet. Shocking.
Oh, no, it's all good.
No one wants to watch it with me.
I already watched it.
I'm asking everyone I know, please watch. I don't want to watch it by myself, but I need to. Like, it's been too long.
Yeah. It's an amazing
I
film.
saw the other ones. I'm excited to see the new one. I'm sure it was amazing. It just amazing.
Well,
but that show just meant a lot. She's such a strong character, stronger than I am. So I had to really bring out that toughness. She's a tough tomboy. So I really had to dive into a totally different. I'm so girly. So tomboy, like you're more of a tomboy than I am. So I went to my mom. I'm like, how do I, body it? Because you have to change how you walk, your mannerisms. Like I can't be myself. Basically, it was so opposite of myself, which made it challenging. But I love challenges, and I ended up. I was tougher for sure. I was.
You won an award, so you must have.
I won an award.
Right.
It worked out. But I was so happy to win that award, and everyone in that. My director won the award, the music director. We won. We didn't win best show, but we won everything else. We literally won the award for like everything except for like the best show overall. But it's a tinier show. I was up against like Les Mis and like those kind of things.
Yeah.
It was so cool though to win for lead actress for sure. I was really hoping. I put so much work into that, and and I learned a lot in that process.
Right.
And I want to do more challenging roles like that are really out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because those are the most rewarding when you actually figure out how to conquer that, and it's so different than who you are.
That's so true.
So, that's everything.
No, that's cool. And you know, I'm thinking of Timothée Chalamet because he plays the guy character. I like to say Timothée Chalamet, but but that scene where Joe March is like, no, I don't love you. You know, can you? What was it like to play that? You know, and to kind of get into that character and tear down this best friend in that one moment.
Because that's so like that happens all the time, like the unrequited love and everything.
Yeah.
And I did. You love Laurie for sure. You love him.
Laurie, there we go. Yeah.
That's the character. You're so in love with him, and it's confusing too because I don't think she knew for sure if it wasn't like a romantic love. She was really like confused about it as well. But she said no, so there had to be like something missing. Like she rejected him basically. Right. So it's very hard too because you don't want to lose that friendship. Like I'm just thinking that in real life how hard that would be to like not lose that friendship with someone, but also say like I'm not interested in that kind of way. And it did take a toll on their friendship, but then they came back together because they realized they just weren't meant to be. It all worked out in the end. She found someone that challenged her more. Laurie was too easy. She needed someone like the professor that was more of like a challenge and like that talk back to her. Laurie was too nice, basically.
Right. He was willing to be like a servant for her. So no, I totally understand that.
Like that for friendship, but for a man, she wanted like a man. So
right.
she met a quirky guy, basically, that challenged her in a different way.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It was cool. But then her sister made out.
Yeah, her sister. Yeah, her sister was with Laurie, and all the sisters found someone, and everybody ended up happy. Yeah. But it just took Joe a while. Joe's first love was writing stories, so that was really till that was figured out. She couldn't think of a man, basically. That was first. Yeah, which is good she did that because that might have changed things.
Yeah.
So glad she found that. But yeah, that was the best show ever. I love that show.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. Oh, you want to answer something?
Oh yeah, and then Logan, you were in Fiddler on the Roof. Can you tell us more about that experience?
Yeah, well, so that was like the first show I ever did. Nice. That was when my music teacher said like I'm doing a show. Like, do you want to come audition, do it? And I was like, no.
Yeah, you said no.
I don't want to. But they were like, do it. Like, you have nothing else to do. So I was like, okay. So then I auditioned and I got Perchick. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah, but let's preface this. It was at an all-girls Catholic school.
Oh, yeah, it was at all-girls Catholic
school. So Logan walking into the den of an all-girls school as like one of 5 guys. So it wasn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was scary, like, because I don't know, everybody's so prepared. Like, they all had like books with like a million songs they were gonna sing, and here I am. I got like my piece of paper with like I can't sing.
Your first audition.
Yeah, I auditioned. I got the role because I always had a good voice. Like, I wasn't really that trained, but I had a good voice.
Yeah,
and they do guys anyway. So I got a shot, and it was fun.
Wait.
And like I did Aiden and Con. Oh yeah, you guys are in it.
Oh, they're in it too. Okay.
Does anybody have any brothers? Like, oh yeah, I got 2. Yeah, they were in it too.
They're in a cute part.
They married them off to girls that were like 7 years older than them.
Yeah.
Oh really? Oh wow.
That was funny.
With 2 other girls that were like 10 feet tall.
But yeah, no, it was fun. And then like after that show, I was like, okay, this is fun. Like that's what kind of started me to go do more shows. And I did like 7 shows in a year after that. So yeah,
Got the theater,
kept doing it.
That's cool. Like because with musical like theater, like you get to tell a story and you get to sing and act and sometimes dance.
That's great. I love telling a story. That's like the best part.
Logan's a really natural actor too. I mean, he got a great voice, but he's just a natural actor. Even when he's done sides for different TV shows and things, you're really good at this. This comes to you really naturally. Good genes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what's so cool. I mean, and then a quick side question. Ron and Barbara, like, you're leading this family. Was it your ultimate vision, for this to happen? And I know we talked about that a little bit earlier, but can you just talk about like the legacy that you want to leave behind, with for your family, and just in the world and what the audience that you're sharing with the world, your music and your talent. What do you want them to take away from it?
Well, I think we always had that. I mean, we're not gonna lie. You always dream like, "Ooh, your kids do what you do. We're all gonna be the singing family." So, so because we always were the singing family, but just privately. Our family knew that we don't sing, but we never thought it would actually happen. Like we were gonna be able to do this for a living and get our kids out there and let the rest of the world hear what we can do and what they can do. And now that it's happening, it's really exciting because I always wanted to record albums with the family, and now we're getting opportunity to do that, and that's real exciting.
I mean, we started off, Barbara and I had always done concerts with other Broadway people, and then when Samantha graduated high school, we said, well, let's have Samantha in the show, help her get an early start in performing. And there's different ways to make a living in this business. Some people go to Broadway and they do a show for a year, and then they go to the next show. But ultimately, if you have your own show, you could be much more successful because that never ends. I mean, we're booked in 2023 right now doing our own concerts where I don't know if Broadway's going to be open by 2023. Yeah. So there's a lot of ways to make a living in this business. And
but we talk about the concerts that we would do. We would bring her in, and she was young. She was in high school at a certain point.
I started the concerts when I was 12 or 13.
Yeah, but then when we would do concerts with like other Broadway people, every once in a while we're like, we're going to bring our daughter. And they're like, so they would hear her. Then they're like, oh, okay. They were okay with it.
I mean, the show with Samantha started because we were like a parent that helps coach their kid's soccer team or baseball team. Her local community theater asked us if we would put together a little variety show with the kids. So Samantha was part of it. So Barbara and I went there and we put together a little show, like with little vignettes from different musicals. And after the show, a person from one of the active adult communities said, if you bring the show to our place as is, we'll pay you $1,000. And I'm like, really? And so, okay, so we brought the thing, we got $1,000. I gave it to all the kids, got paid. And then someone said, well, had you sung, we would have given you $2,000. So I said, all right. So we did it again. I sang and I got $2,000. I took a little money at the time. They said, but if your wife would have sung, we'd have given you $3,000. And I said, really? All of a sudden we were doing these shows, and it was just with little Barbara and I and a bunch of little kids. I mean, not little kids, but you were high school kids, and they were not seniors. They were like freshmen, sophomore, juniors. And it started taking off. And then, about that same time, we just had produced our Broadway musical. And so people knew who we were, and we'd done a lot of shows on Broadway, but we kind of branched off and started making the show about the family. And
it never ended.
And then we were in Atlanta for a month, like a Christmas show in Atlantic City at a big theater. And we didn't want to leave the boys at home. So we're like, you guys want to be in the show? Sure. So they came down and sang with us, and then Logan sees us all having fun. He's like, all right, I'm in, So at the end of the day, they all kind of joined on their own.
But her best friend, Andre Williams.
Yes, my best friend Andre.
He was in the show that we did years ago, and we never stopped using. We kept him in the show. He's still in our show.
Andre and Dan,
Yeah, Dan's a people.
There are people that we taught how to sing when they were little kids, and so it's our family and our assistants who are now grown, but they were little kids. Yeah. And the show is really fun, and it's not just really good singing, which I think it is. It's a nice little family story, and we would be on stage singing, and we would see these guys sing, and we're like, wow, they're really good. And you can see the audience just reacting to the little guys and to Logan, and so the whole story evolves that way about our family. It's like a family story, and it's really, I mean, we get booked around the world now to sing it.
And they're always like, bringing the kids, right? You make sure the kids come.
Right.
Bring our kids. Is that okay? They're in the show. And now they're like, you better bring the kids when you come.
Yeah, don't come. And once they start singing, you can go. You can leave. We just want to hear them.
Oh, no.
They literally bring us down when they come on.
Well, they sing "My Way" by Sinatra with dressed as Frank Sinatra, and they wail it.
We're all great soloists, so we used to just do things on our own. But now it's like everyone wants the whole family at all times to do everything because we're just a package deal now.
And my hat's off the kids. To be a teenager, to be 18 and singing with mom and dad, nice. And Samantha, same thing. Singing with her parents. Don't you enjoy doing it?
Every weekend.
She loves singing.
I think that takes bravery because I know, like when I was 18, I was like, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. And
the last thing you want to do is be seen with your parents, let alone be on stage with them.
Yeah. And then also to brace with what your peers think, because it's not sometimes always the trolls or haters out there, but it's like your own individual peers that you go to school with or you work with. But I think what's so great about what the Family Sharpe Singers is you're a family, and sometimes people don't see healthy families doing things together and really enjoying each other. And how did you set up that atmosphere regardless of the singing, you guys all seem like you're friends at the end of the day. You really enjoy each other.
Well, yeah,
Play with their kids.
yeah. You know what I mean? We've always we play hide and go seek in the house, all of us.
That's awesome.
What do you
You
say?
spend time with your kids. When you spend a lot of time with your kids and do fun things like they'll enjoy, we go to amusement parks. We're a big amusement, especially Disney, and that's our thing. We have tickets. We don't live in Florida, so we travel to go there because we enjoy it. So the kids always had that atmosphere, was always wanting to be together and have fun together. So
and we've had to work out because in the stage show, I am the boss.
Mm-hmm.
I put together the music, I put together a show, I book the hotels, everything. In this production, I am not the boss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even an idea guy. It's these three that are the idea people, and the twins and I show up at the last minute. We add our own little taste to it, but it's kind of learning that, and also the twins a lot of times we'll be setting up and talking about it, and then we'll call them down 2 minutes before we sing it. This is what you're singing. Even the thing at Thanksgiving, they walked up to the table literally 1 minute before we sang it and said, "This is what you're singing," because we can't
teach them harmony. We literally teach them harmonies on the spot and make them pick. But because we've been doing that for so long, they're getting great at that. We can just rely on them. If we're out somewhere and they say sing something in harmony, we can give them a harmony and they can do it.
I mean, they're playing Xbox, playing Madden, and it's like the last minute. Hey guys, we're filming. They come down, we film, and then we're done. And after one take, Logan and the twins say, "That's good."
Yeah.
And
we're definitely the fun house though. I just remember growing up, my friends, the Sharpe house is the fun house. You'd have 1 million of my friends over every day because they just wanted to hang out with my parents.
singing with the Sharpe.
That's
Much
cool.
fun. So you guys take them out, do fun things all the time.
So we're just all used to being together and enjoying
have
each other.
fun.
Yeah. That's
We
so
actually enjoy
cool.
each other's company, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Logan's the police, though. Logan tells us when something's not going to be good. Right? He says, "This is not going to work."
Yeah, you still don't listen sometimes.
No, we don't listen.
Well, you do need somebody to be like a barometer and just be like, well, I don't know.
We could push the boundaries a little bit, but then sometimes you gotta wheel it back in.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
exactly.
tells us before we film that it's not going to work, and then Samantha is quality control. That was not good enough. You got to do it again.
The singing's not good enough. We must make the singing perfect. I'm big on that. I don't care about anything. I'll make sure the singing sounds
She's got
great.
perfect pitch, so she's the one that kind of sits there and yells at us when we're like, "It sounded funny." No, that was not
But
good.
then she puts out bloopers without telling us. So we
Oh.
have no idea what the bloopers are going to be until we actually see it on
Oh,
TikTok.
Bloopers.
she loves
That's
bloopers. She
funny.
does that to me all the time.
Yeah. I would love
Bloopers.
to just create a blooper reel of our lives. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Well, we're getting close to the end of our questions, and you've been so great and so energetic and just really answered them awesome. So we have some fun questions, and then we do want to talk about the Christmas album. So what do you think? We have to ask, because you're musical people, you're content creators, and what do you think about the Cats 2019 movie? Do you consider yourselves Jellicle Cats?
10 out of 10.
Yes. I love the Cats movie. I've seen it 6-7 times. So
We love that music. So you're asking people that love,
I can only relate it to when Barb and I were taken by 20 of her friends to see Les Mis in the movie theater after having been in it for 10 years.
yeah.
And the whole movie, they're looking at us like, "What do you think?" But they're waiting for us to sign everybody. And we just couldn't. The music and the
You have a love
story is
for
too
it,
fun.
yeah. I love,
I love Cats.
even
I'll
Little
just say
Women. When that movie came out, I was like, I wish they would have done a musical too. I want the musical movie to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any attention to the Broadway show,
Yeah.
that's not bad. Any
Yeah.
attention to shows is just
Right.
great.
Right.
We all love it so
Well,
much.
even the
Everybody
best-
has their own opinions. You're not gonna please everyone. So
Even my friends who didn't like it still appreciated it. And I like.
the costumes were phenomenal.
Oh, that's the cool part. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, with Les Mis, Anne Hathaway in the movie just tore it apart in those scenes. Yeah, but it's hard to compare it because it's because it's hard to make good quality productions. So sometimes people in the film industry they try to mimic it, but it's like it's hard to compare. It's hard to critique at a certain point because it's not easy. You have to sing and then dance, and then you have the camera in your face, so it's not easy. But
Well, with Les,
oh yeah,
with Les, Hugh Jackman saw me do Jean Valjean twice on Broadway, and then he did the movie and stole all my stuff and made $30 million. So I'm still a little disappointed I haven't gotten a check from Hugh, but it's amazing. Broadway is where everyone starts, is in theater and in choirs and in church choirs, and then they become the artists they're going to become. So it's a great training ground. So more people should get into it because it really helps you in every aspect of your performing.
Well, it gives kids that wouldn't have an opportunity to experience Broadway a chance to experience Broadway musical.
Yeah.
Because most people can't get to Broadway and pay
spend
all that
that money.
money.
It's expensive.
It's really expensive.
We can't afford it.
Yeah. To take a family there, forget it. So this is great that now whole generations being exposed to Broadway musicals.
I like Aladdin. Aladdin was great.
Aladdin.
was great.
Yeah.
Love
Like-
Aladdin. Yeah.
Will Smith killed it. I didn't think anyone could top Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Will
Same.
Yeah, Will
He
Smith
gave it
was
his
great.
own personal
He
flair,
did a
but
whole
it
different
worked.
twist on it. Yeah.
I was thinking
Well, this is actually a good conversation. So, do you have your favorite musical films, like maybe top 3 that you're like, oh, if you're gonna get into musicals, you gotta watch this. Like overseas, like Oklahoma, Fiddler on the Roof, all those.
Beauty and the Beast is great. Mary Poppins, I mean the original Mary Poppins, I like. Even though make fun of Dick Van Dyke's English accent, I still think it's classic. And we got to meet Julianne. Her ex-husband worked on our musical that we produced, so she's one of the.
I like Charlie and the
stars.
Chocolate Factory.
Oh yeah,
Even though it wasn't to me, it was a
Willy
musical.
Wonka.
Is Lion King? Is Lion King?
yes.
Yeah.
Lion King's great. Yeah, that's amazing.
My favorite is Dreamgirls. I think that's the best movie musical, from stage
that
movie
was
ever.
Yeah, that was good. That was done
Leave
so
it at that.
well. That director was amazing.
Dreamgirls was
Dreamgirls. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah.
had Jennifer Hudson. It had
That was
Beyonce. That was star cast. Jamie
good.
Foxx.
Yeah, they did that perfectly.
I mean, in the old days, the
That's
movie
nice.
musical was the king of film.
Yep.
MGM, all those old movie musicals. Then it went away for a while. Now it's coming back more.
Yeah.
The more you see of it, the more enjoyable it is. Now you have to watch your musical.
Like Gone with the Wind. My mom showed me that. I remember I saw it at least twice when I was a child. It's so long, but it's just it's so epic at the same time.
Masterpiece. Love that.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm hearing Dreamgirls. I'm hearing Lion King. Obviously Les Mis. Was that it, or I feel like I'm missing a couple. Aladdin.
I don't know if you guys saw Chicago. I like
Chicago was good too.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's true.
Chicago and Dream are the same
Chicago,
director.
Connor likes
I
Guys
like
and
his
Dolls.
stuff.
Guys and Dolls is pretty good too.
Guys and Dolls, very cool.
Guys and Dolls. Oh, we like Singing in the Rain. I don't know if that was
Singing Rain was great.
was it a musical first before a movie?
Yeah, they're all musicals.
Yeah, it was a movie musical.
Yeah.
I
It was
think.
like a movie. But there's a stage show too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
That's a great one.
Did you see Tom Holland's Singing in the Rain performance?
Oh yes. Did we
Logan, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh man, that's.
I've seen it.
I didn't see it.
If you see it, you know.
Yeah. After this, you gotta show your family, man. That's so good.
Fake dresses
Yeah.
and dances. Yeah, I see.
It's cool.
I remember
Very cool.
saw-
Logan compared to Tom a lot, like all the time.
On
I don't know.
TikTok
I don't
for some
see it.
reason.
That's like I don't see it either, but they all say it.
Oh, it's like,
Awesome.
We all get compared to like.
Except Tom Holland's 5'8", I think, and you're 6'2", so.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Also, you're doing some great things for charity, like you mentioned before, and you're helping other organizations. You're doing some great things, and I think I saw on TikTok or on Instagram that December 10th you'll be doing something for NBC. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, no, it was for a friend of ours, and they're doing a big special on NBC Broadway Special, and we help promote it for them, and we may play a small part in it, but they're going to be bringing back all kinds of Broadway stars to kind of open up the gates to coming back to theater again in 2021. So a lot of our friends are going to be a big, huge part of this, and we just kind of had a little piece of it. So it's very exciting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And
We have a lot of friends on the top. That's so sad.
Everybody I know is playing Santa Claus this year that's an actor, because there's not a
It's
lot.
rare.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then what about the charitable organizations you have partnered with over the years?
Well, we've done stuff for all types of charities. So we did something for the Ryan Seacrest Foundation recently for all different hospitals. We did a video for the elderly, which was a really nice video we did. It was help that charity. Barbara and I actually we won an award a couple years ago for the American Cancer Society. We've done a lot of work for the American Cancer Society and a bunch of charities, some in Ireland, some in New York.
We did the Actors Equity
Yeah, we did. We just did one for the Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS organization.
We try to do as much as we possibly can. So we want to just we enjoy doing this. So if it's for a good cause,
it's all about giving back. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, and then singing, especially on the holidays, everyone loves great singing. And speaking of the holidays, you have your holiday Christmas album, the Sharpe Family Christmas album just dropped. You can check it out on Spotify, obviously iTunes, and just go and buy or stream it as much as possible. But tell us about that process and what it took to get there, and there's some original music as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, 2 songs.
Two original songs. It was a quick process, and we did a lot in a short amount of time, but it worked.
It took longer to find a really good picture of us than it did to record the album, I think.
Yeah.
It's 6 weeks, But Barbara and I worked with a lot of people in the music industry before, and so one of our friends, Ed Kessel, who was the orchestrator of our Broadway musical A Tale of Two Cities, helped put together half of the album, and then the other half was put together by David Rosenthal, who's Billy Joel's keyboard player and musical director in his stage shows, and they both put together half of the album each, and we put it together in 6 weeks, but it really turned out amazingly well. We brought a lot of musicians in and out, and wearing masks, because we couldn't even be in there when they were recording because you don't have too many people in the space. So that was a little interesting process.
Yeah.
So the band was there, but they were all in different pieces, putting this all together. And then we just released it on the 20th of November, and we have an original song from Logan written by a gentleman out of the UK named James Fox, and it's called Christmas Time Is Here, with additional material by Dave Rosenthal.
Very nice.
And then a song called Awaken the Music.
Awaken the Spirit of Christmas.
The Spirit of Christmas, yeah.
And that was a song that's kind of like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra feel to it. I mean, the string players that came in to play that one, they had said we hadn't moved their arms that fast because it's like a Mozart piece in about one. So they were like out of shape. They
Sam
said,
sounds amazing on it.
Yeah, she sounds amazing. And then we did 8 classic songs that you would love, and the twins that I saw, Mommy Kiss Santa Claus, and they were fantastic at it. Yeah. Barbara sings the
small ones.
It's just,
I love her songs. So
I'll Be Home for Christmas. I sing the Christmas song. It's really about the kids. The kids are really the stars of this. And then as a family, we have some really cool harmonies. I mean, we're like the Pentatonics light. Wouldn't you say, Logan? Really like. But we have some tricky harmonies in there on Silent Night and things. So it was challenging for us, even though we all are pretty good singers. But yeah, it was very exciting. What'd you learn about the process, huh?
It's a lot harder to sing on stage, or it's a lot harder to sing in the studio than it is on stage, actually. Because, you got to control, I don't even know, how to, I feel like when I sing on stage, I have to overact and oversing most of the times, but here, I don't have they could edit the voices and they could put different effects on things and make it have a different feel to it. So I feel like I sound way different on this album than I've ever sung on stage.
I think Logan sounds great. He's a great natural studio.
Yeah,
he's kind of the star.
Yeah, all of you sound great. Yeah, Jingle Bell Rock, I think it was also Logan as well.
Yeah.
I love that. No, you all sound great, but I do understand you kind of have to scale back a little bit. And obviously, with the performance, it's you feel the energy of the crowd, so you want to give more.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Logan really has that pop quality to his voice.
Yeah, I never really sang pop because usually we sing Broadway, so I love singing pop. So.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Mom and I were supposed to have a little line at the end, but Logan cut us because he said, "Look, you guys aren't pop enough. We need this stuff." But he was exactly right, and you really shine on that.
Yeah. Well, was that you and your wife when it was I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus? Was that was that you two acting or something?
Yes. I love you. Yeah. I tried to do a corny Santa Claus.
It was pretty corny.
Several things they wanted. I didn't question it. But no, that was cute. And And my one friend's studio is kind of in tatters, so we did some of it in his bedroom and some of it in the studio. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I leave the house every night, and I'd say to his wife, I said, hey, I made the bed. No, but it was a lot of fun. Ed's great. The guy who put those arrangements together, he does a lot of jingle work and a lot of music theater work, so he has that theatrical sensibility, and he did a great job of this.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
awesome.
it was really great just hearing the family voices blending together because, I mean, you're all related, obviously, so it's like you're sort of like meant to harmonize with each other. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah, we've been calling it our genetic blend. We've been trying to find our genetic blend because we're not sure what the sound of the family is.
You can still pick out like everyone's voice if you listen carefully, but we do blend very nicely.
We know when to breathe. We're so used to singing with each other.
Our favorite song right now, I think, is probably Silent Night. And Silent Night, Sam is literally on the lead.
It's great harmony.
Then Barbara and Logan come in. I don't even come in till like the end of the song, and you can hear all their voices, and they sound so beautiful together. And then when the twins and I join, it's just gorgeous, and it's like we still haven't figured out what the sound is of our family. So you got a lot to choose from. It's very eclectic, right, Logan?
You just took a little bit.
No, but we have so many different styles in this. We have like a doo-wop, and we have a rock, and we have a...
Oh, it's a very eclectic album.
Oh,
yeah.
In one style. We
kind of threw everything on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really loved Breath of Heaven.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
I used to actually sing that song at my church, and my mom used to sing it when I was little, so it was kind of like a generational thing in my family. So it was really cool hearing the song again.
I love that song too. The song is so beautiful.
You made it to the end of the album. That's impressive. Been further up in the album, but it's so long. It's like almost 5 minutes long.
They just put me at the end.
So we said, let's put it at the end so we don't ruin all these. Because right now, actually, my friend who makes records said that this generation can't listen to more than one verse and a chorus anymore. Like if a song's over 2 minutes long, they go to the next song. And
I had to fight for that song, and see, she likes it.
I love.
Yeah, no, it was beautifully sung, and honestly, the album, it was, I guess because it's Christmas, so it's very easy to listen to. So
Yeah.
But it was beautifully sung, Barbara. Thank you for that.
Her performance is amazing on that. We recorded that one in our studio, which is the funny thing. But yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. And then who wrote "Awaken the Spirit of Christmas"?
Ed Kessel and his writing partner Sandy Linzer. Now, if you look up Sandy Linzer wrote a lot of the songs for the Jersey Boys.
Oh, nice.
Sherry Baby for Whitney Houston.
NSYNC.
Yeah, NSYNC.
Everything.
He has a show that's on American Idol every year, a song. So he's a famous songwriter, really good friend of ours. We've known him for maybe 15 years.
Wow.
And they work really well.
And we're hoping to do more with them as well. So we want to do just a regular album too. And of course, we'd love to do a Christmas album every year. So
Yeah. No, definitely.
that in spring.
Yeah, we won't start in October this year. We're going to start maybe like April.
We like how never gets old. Christmas is forever. So we're excited that
we're the nutty family that we listen to Christmas sometimes all year long.
Yeah.
There's times throughout the year that we listen to Christmas music.
I mean, we love the Pentatonics, right, Logan? I mean, they're just so much fun to listen to. They're kind of like our idols. Like we'd like to harmonize like them someday because it's just so much fun, and they're really great singers. And I think we can get there if we really, really work hard, especially as these guys grow up because they have such powerful voices.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. And and then Samantha, you sang the song "Awaken the Spirit of Christmas" as well. That was right. That was beautifully sung. It's a great album, and Aiden and Connor as well. When you sang, "I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus," like that was great. I felt like the childish joy when you sang that. That was really
inspired by Michael Jackson. Yeah, the harmonies, they really nail that.
Yeah, they're great at that. Michelle's a big fan of harmony as well. We obviously we just sing at home, to ourselves, but she loves singing harmony. That's awesome.
We have a music video of all the songs that we're going to be releasing in the next week. So
sweet.
Or on our pages, we'll announce where to find them. But
I think what's coming out tomorrow. I think mine.
Awaken the Spirit of Christmas.
I think that's coming out tomorrow.
Very cool. Yeah.
Christmas Time is here is going to come out shortly after that, but I think every day next week or the next.
We're doing like a countdown to Christmas. We're going to be posting new things every day.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Awaken the Spirit of Christmas and Christmas Time is Here are like the top performing songs right now so far. Which
the Santa Claus and the Mommy and Santa Claus.
Well, they got the most fans. Come on.
Anna Connor, very loved.
Well, so we are at our final question. But again, thank you so much for being on this podcast with us. We like to ask this to our guests. Do you have a story that you're dying to tell? And with musicals and film and sharing stories within the songs and music that you do, is there something you're still like, oh, I would love to make that one day?
My dad told me the story once. It's like we were gonna be on like the Harry Potter movie, something like and then like me and Aiden, we were like more little back then.
Yeah.
And then Aiden was like, oh, I really want to do this. I was like, no.
I got a good story.
And then he was like, oh, why?
Well, what happened was they went to audition for the director of the Harry Potter movies to be in a movie, and Aiden really wanted to do it then, and Connor didn't. And they were like 5 years old, and they're sitting there, and the director says, "How are you doing, boys?" And Aiden like, "Good." And he says to Connor, "How are you doing, boy?" And he goes, "No!" He screamed, and the director put his hands back because he's a guy that spent. I'm not saying any particular director because there's a lot of different directors in Harry Potter, but this guy spends his life having people wanting to be nice to him, and this little 4-year-old screamed at him, and he fell back.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you. I don't want to be here. I don't, So it was a pretty hilarious. I've never seen another actor yell at a director like that before.
Yeah.
Now Connor's like obsessed with wanting to be in like everything.
Yeah, now Connor.
Oh, that's
Your story.
Now my story also with Aiden and Connor audition, and I remember I had to go out there because I didn't have school and like no one could watch me because I was also little too, so I had to go with them. We went all the way to the city, and it was a commercial for Verizon, and they were auditioning for Verizon, and then they go, "All right, so we're gonna ask a couple questions, and you tell us why you like Verizon." So then they're like, "All right, so like where do you watch your movies?" And they're like, "On Apple TV." And they're like, what about Verizon? Like, no, we watch all of our stuff on Apple TV. We
TV.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we use Apple TV. You don't use Apple TV? And then,
You have a story, Sam?
What do they do? They kicked us out. They kicked us out.
yeah, you got kicked out. And I remember I was so mad. I got dragged all the way out there. I was like,
Why'd you say the wrong thing?
oh, man.
But it's an easy mess. It's an easy mix-up because you watch on Apple TV, but you're seeing all the other stuff. So I understand, man. I understand.
That's true.
What is like watch stuff on right?
No, but one of the things that Barbara and we poured our heart and soul into was we produced the Broadway musical A Tale of Two Cities based on the Charles Dickens novel. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Mm-hmm. And Barbara, and we brought it all the way to Broadway, and which is kind of an impossible task to do. And when we got there, that's when the economy kind of crashed. And when the economy crashed, every show on Broadway, 22 of the 30 shows closed. Oh, wow. So we had worked for 10 years to bring the show to Broadway, and it didn't get its full just due. But in the show, there's two characters that look alike, and that's what the story's about. So when they get old enough, if they get, they're doing our movie musical.
Well, we have the
it's in their contract.
The CDs out there, so the soundtrack for A Tale of Two Cities, if anybody wants
the
to
DVD of
that. The DVD we did in London.
Nice.
And we did our 10th anniversary concert, which I got to play a part in it this time after watching it for years as a little girl. That was like my big special moment. I was so excited.
A Tale of Two Cities was written by Jill Santoriello, which was the first person ever, a woman, to write the music lyrics and books to a musical by herself.
That's amazing.
She did an amazing job with it, and
worth checking out.
We're gonna try to make a feature film of that one of these days.
That's our goal.
Because it's like Les Mis, it's as big as Les Mis, and maybe it's not equally powerful, maybe more powerful in some way. So because it has a lot of too.
No, that's a powerful story. I got introduced to that when I was watching like a PBS show called What You're Reading Wishbone, or the Wishbone Show, and The Tale of the Two Cities is an amazing story, just based in history, but tells like that inner thread of what the regular people are going through. So that would be awesome. Like. Obviously, I watched Hamilton and I watched Les Mis, but it would be great to see something portrayed of Tale of Two Cities on the big silver screen. That'd be awesome. But also a musical. That'd be great.
Yeah. It's a great show.
When people auditioned for it on Broadway, we said if you can't sing better than us, you can't be in the show. So the singers, the singers in our show were the best in the world, and they were unbelievable. And the story, the musical was beautiful, and it's going to have a second life, and you'll see. it's a great story about redemption and love and giving oneself for someone else. You know, which is the greatest gift you can give someone.
Yes, yes. That's amazing. Wow, thank you. All right, well,
we're not just cringy, we're deep.
No, that was deep. That was awesome.
Brady Bunch there. So kids.
Awesome. Well, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, Sharpe family, for being on the show, and we just thank you again for being on the Musty Creative Podcast. And we'll talk to you later. And you have a great, wonderful holiday. And I guess let me give you a chance. Go ahead and plug everything one more time, and everyone please buy their album.
Yeah. So you can follow us at the Sharpe or Sharpe Family Singers on all social media platforms, and you can buy our album anywhere that you listen to music. It's called The Sharpe Family Christmas.
That's right.
Go check it out.
Yeah.